guys, welcome back to Geek Floss and welcome to what is my first official Flosstube video. I have a special guest with me, Nox. Say hi to Flosstube. Everyone, this is Nox. He is my newest fur baby. I got him about 2 months ago now, which is crazy. I have another cat named Sinatra. They both are Siamese cats, so we have the lovely blue eyes here. And I love them to death. I was really afraid of getting 2 cats because I didn't want to be known as the cat lady, but I don't think I've gotten there yet. Definitely crazy, but haven't hit that crazy cat lady level. I think that's only reserved for Catladystitcher. So I hope you guys are doing well. I know for me personally, I'm just really glad to be back in the land of the living. I was sick for a majority of last week. I had to take 3 days off of work, which I absolutely hate doing. I don't like not being productive. Staying around my house alone just kind of gets me a little bit stir crazy. So I'm glad to be back and back at work. On Monday when I was at my sickest, I usually play D&D that night, and I still really wanted to play, but I couldn't speak at all, which is kind of problematic somewhat with playing a game that's all about cooperative storytelling. So I had my D&D character take a vow of silence for the game, and honestly, I was a little nervous of how that was going to pan out. I didn't know exactly how to roleplay that in the game, but it was actually really fascinating and gave me a lot of new insights into my character and her motivations. So it'll be really interesting to kind of see how that pans out in her backstory. So it was overall a really interesting night for me with that game. Since the last time I've spoken with you guys, I've gotten to do a couple of really cool things. One being I got to go out dancing with some of my friends. One of my good friends here in Nashville works as an activities director for a retirement home, and she threw an amazing fall for her residents. I got to go and take some candid shots, and I ran a photo booth for a while. And a bunch of us from my group of friends went out and just had a really good time talking with her residents and dancing with them and just being complete goofballs and singing at the top of our lungs. And it was just overall a really awesome night and is something that is going to stick with me for quite a while. Another really cool thing that I got to do this week was me and Catladystitcher. Oh, hi Nox. Okay. Love you. Got to meet up with some other cross-stitchers here in Nashville, and we kind of discussed kind of starting to get a group of cross-stitchers meeting on a regular basis here in Nashville. So if you are in the Nashville area and would like to join us, we are having our first official meeting in November. So let me know. I'll get you connected with our Music City Stitchers group on Facebook, and it'll be a great time. I would love to see you guys and meet up with you and just have a good time cross-stitching together. If you guys didn't get a chance to watch my first video, go back and watch it. I wanted that to be kind of a get-to-know-you kind of video, and I hope you guys got kind of what I want to do with this channel. I want this to be a place that we can come together and just celebrate all the things that we love, whether that be cross-stitching or comic books, Doctor Who, Dungeons and Dragons, whatever it may be. I think that sharing your passions with other people and discussing them is a really good thing to do, and this world needs more geeks, so the more the better. So that being said, welcome to my first Flosstube video. The last video I didn't really get to show off any kind of projects that I was working on or anything along those lines. So this video I kind of want to go over my whips. I also have a finish to show off to you guys as well, so you can kind of get a sense of all the projects that I have going. So the first thing I want to show you is a finish. when Catladystitcher went to North Carolina this summer, she graciously stopped at a LNS in Asheville and was my personal shopper for the day. She was at the shop for way, way too long. I think she was there for probably 5 hours. At least it seemed like that. She went all over the store, finding things that I might like, and sending me videos, and I just want to say thank you for doing that for me, Lauren. Really appreciate it, and it really kind of introduced me to a lot of new things that I hadn't really experienced yet. So this first piece that I want to show off is a design by With Thy Needle and Thread. This is kind of the first real primitive piece that I've done. So I learned a lot from doing it, and it was just a lot of fun. It was a good way to kind of say, welcome, fall. I'm glad you're here. So this is With Thy Needle and Thread. This is Hallows Eve at Raven's Hollow. If I don't have that name right, I'll put the correct name for this piece down in this description. But yeah, here it is. I really enjoyed doing all of the vines. It was just really fun stitch, and those kind of went kind of fast. So it was a lot of fun to kind of see this come together. I love all the different design elements. I love the candy corn and all the different birds in it. So it's just a really fun piece. I'll have to see how I'm going to frame it and put it up for the holidays here. So yeah, really enjoyable piece, and I can't wait to see it up in my house. This was also the first time that I have really stitched on anything that wasn't Ada, and it is the first time I really used anything other than DMC thread. So I got introduced to weeks and overdyed flosses. So it was kind of a piece to kind of branch my horizons and try something that isn't DMC and Ada. So it was a really good introduction to that, and it kind of opened up a whole new world of things. So I want to go into some of the whips that I have. So this first one is based off of Mario Kart. It is a Nintendo game that me and my sister really bonded over. There was a summer where me and my sister just played Mario Kart. It seemed like that's the only thing we did that summer. So for those that don't know, Mario Kart has some items that you can use throughout the game to kind of get an advantage on other racers. One of the most iconic of these items is the blue shell. The blue shell, what it does is if you're all the way back in like last place, there's a chance that you'll get this blue shell, and you can deploy it to go all the way up to the front and hit just the player in front, so that way everyone else can kind of catch up and get past whoever's in first. So this is kind of my first whip, so this is what it's supposed to look like when it's done. I knew as soon as I saw this, I needed to have it. I laughed so hard when I saw this. Every time I see it, I have a huge smile on my face, and I just think it's absolutely hilarious. So this is what I have done on it so far. So I have the majority of the bottom part of the shell done, and then I have about half of the words done. So I'm just really looking forward to getting this done because it just makes me smile every time I see it. I can't remember what count fabric this is, but it's just Ada. Nothing too fancy there, but yeah, I'm excited to get this finished. So keeping on the nerd train, the next piece that I have is something that I haven't really been stitching on, to be honest. I tend to kind of jump into things without really realizing what I'm doing. And you'll see why that fact is important here in a second. I really haven't been cross-stitching for very long. I started back in March, so it's only been about 6 to 7 months since I really started learning how to cross-stitch. So about 2 months in, I was kind of talking to Lauren, and I was like, I really want to try to do a piece that is going to really challenge me and cause me to kind of learn a lot about cross-stitch. And I saw this pattern and had to have it because it really kind of encompasses everything that I love. But I think I'm in way over my head. This piece is probably going to take me 2.5 years to finish, and it's probably, I don't know, around 200,000 stitches or something crazy like that. So I don't know why I thought, yeah, Kathleen, that's what you need to do. You're brand new to cross stitch. Why don't you just jump into a really difficult piece? That's a great idea for a beginner cross stitcher. Man, you live and you learn. But I'll eventually get it done, and it just makes me happy seeing this piece. I've seen a couple of cross stitchers here recently finish it, so I know it's possible. But it's going to require a lot of hard work. So that being said, this is what it's going to end up looking like eventually. I love this design so much. The artwork is done by a designer named Medusa Dollmaker. She does some really incredible artwork, a lot of really strong females in her art, which is great. And I just really love kind of that Art Nouveau kind of style. So it's really everything, like I said, encompasses what I love in this one piece. So this is kind of what I have so far. It's not much, but I'll show it to you guys anyways. So this is what I have so far. This isn't even a page yet. So the reason why I stopped stitching on it was because of this area right in here. It is just so confetti heavy, and I don't know how to deal with it. I'm changing out threads every other stitch, it seems like, and it's just difficult to keep up with, and I've kind of lost motivation doing it. So if you guys have ever done anything like this, something that's a bigger piece, like a Hade or something like that, let me know. And if you guys have any kind of tips or tricks to get me back on board with stitching this, let me know. I would really, really appreciate it because I would love to see more of this get done. So the last whip that I have here is another piece that Catladystitcher got for me while she was in North Carolina. And this is Praiseworthy Stitches Widow's Black B&B. So it's another one of those Halloween stitches. So this is what it's going to end up looking like when it's done. I think what really drew me in when I first saw this were all the colors in the mansion. I think they're really fun and dynamic. I love all of the little trick-or-treaters, and I'm really excited to eventually get to this carriage. I can't wait to see how that kind of stitches out. So, yeah, I'm probably not going to get this done by October 31st, but it'll be something fun to work on this month as the weather gets kind of cooler. So this is what I have on this so far. Guys, how awesome is this fabric? Lauren, you did a good job picking this out. I love all the marbling, and every time I pull this out, it's just a joy to look at. And this is the first time I've done anything on something that's not even weave or Aida. So, and I've never really stitched anything that were over 2, so I'm doing 2 over 2 on this. So that's another kind of learning curve for me. Also, if you noticed that my Needleminder on my other piece was Rocket Raccoon, this is Star-Lord from the Guardians of the Galaxy. I love these Needleminders. These are the first ones I've ever bought, and they're by a really cool designer on Etsy called Grandma Girl Designs. She does a really good job with all of her Needleminders, and each one of your packages comes with a little hard candy, which is a really cool touch. So check her out. She does some really cool things with her shop there. So yeah, I'm excited to be stitching on this. So yeah, don't know when I'm going to get it finished. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but we'll see. So I also have a new start for you guys. So I am pretty new, like I said, to the cross-stitch world. I don't really know a lot of designers, so I've been going to Flosstube to you guys for a lot of suggestions and trying to figure out what designers I really like and are gravitated towards. So this new start was found through Just Keep Stitching, Steph. She had showed this on one of their Flosstube videos, and I fell in love with it and bought it right after I watched their... Oh, Knox. Okay. Lauren, look away. Look away. It's okay. Okay, you didn't see anything. So I don't really do puzzles. So Lauren, Catladystitcher, has been coming over and doing puzzles here. So, okay. That got my heart racing. She's almost done with this. So if I would have caught Knox destroying this puzzle on camera, it would have been hilarious. But this would also be my last Flosstube because I wouldn't be here anymore. So sorry about that. Back on track. Steph and Just Keep Stitching. So Steph introduced me to Prairie Schooler. I fell in love with this piece, Little Red Riding Hood. I think it's really fun and whimsical, and it kind of goes with my aesthetic in a lot of different ways. So I'm excited to kind of get started on this. I'm going to have to frog a little bit, which is annoying. I miscounted, and I don't really have a lot done, so this is kind of boring, but yeah. Just really have the start of the house there. So yeah, I'll be working on this a little bit this week. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I want to end my videos with kind of talking a little bit about books and shows that really mean a lot to me. I have a lot of different things that I absolutely love that mean the world to me, and I thought I would kind of every week show you another thing that I love and means a lot to me, and I just kind of want this to be kind of like a show and tell, I guess. So the first thing I want to talk with you guys about is this comic book, I Kill Giants. I used to work in the comic book industry for a while. I worked as an office assistant for a artist agency. So we represented comic book artists ranging from DC, Marvel, to kind of more independent comic book publishers like Image or Dark Horse. We had a lot of interesting artists that we worked with. My job was mostly to sell our artists' original artwork, package those out, get those to our customers, and kind of update our website when we got new art in stock. It was really interesting. I knew some about comic books. I had kind of read graphic novels throughout high school, but I really didn't have a deep understanding of comic books until I started working at this artist agency. So when I first started, I wanted to ask my boss kind of what were the comic books that really made an impact on the industry. And one of the books that he pulled out to give to me was I Kill Giants. And I can definitely see why. This comic book really showed me the impact of comics and how good storytelling and great art combined can really make an impact. This book is about a girl named Barbara. She is a little bit off. She is kind of a classic nerd in the fact that she plays Dungeons and Dragons, so of course it really hits home for me. So she kind of takes her creativity and her imagination to kind of deal with some kind of really hard events that happen in her life. And I really enjoy this, and you guys should definitely check this out because it is just beautiful from front to cover. I want to kind of leave you guys with one of my favorite quotes from the book. So she is kind of at the end of kind of dealing with some of these monsters that she has been trying to deal with in the entire book, and she kind of comes to this conclusion at the very end. So she says here, all things that live die. To deny this is to deny life. To fear this is to fear life. This is why you need to find joy in the living while you can, while the time is yours, and not to fear the end, because you are stronger than you think. And I think that sentiment is so true. I know for me personally, this brings so much inspiration to me. We really are stronger than we think that we are. And when we kind of join with other people and love one another, we can accomplish a lot, and we are stronger together than we are alone. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you next time.